Well, hello, folks. Welcome to our Sunday questions, answers, and walkthrough. We can pretty much talk about a whole lot of things here because it's all live and it's all your questions. My name is Daryl Ledyard, and I am the founder of MassPage Tools. It is an add-on to the Magic Page plugin at this point. We're adding other integrations to it. But right now, that is the primary plugin that we work with, and just wanted to get in here and answer some questions that you might have. We have a few people in here now, and more people are jumping on board, so we'll wait for a few more people to show up. But just wanted to make sure the audio is coming through, so if you can go to the questions box and let me know if you can hear me okay. That would be greatly appreciated, so we can go ahead and proceed. Yes, we can hear you, Simon. Thank you so much. So tonight we'll still do our normal Sunday live. This is just questions and answers, sort of a smaller group, so we can keep it kind of helpful to people and answer some questions. Now, I was just before the call experimenting with something that I want to show you guys with frequently asked questions, and I think it's pretty cool, and I think it's going to be something you're going to be interested in doing. And with the new version of Magic Page plugin, I think it's going to make it even a better thing. So there's a few things that I haven't tested with the new version. I am a beta tester of it, but I haven't had the latest versions of it to fully test this out to see if this theory will work for that. So hope everybody's doing good. If you let's see, we've got a few people attending right now. We had a total of 10 register. So let me see if we're sharing our screen, right? Yeah. So let me see if I can do it. I think there's a reminder that automatically goes out to remind people to jump in to the webinar. So we'll see if there's a few more people. Otherwise, it's going to be fine. All right. So let's see here. So what I'd like to show you today is we have this thing called Magic Dataset Generator inside of MassPage Tools. And the way this works, if you go into MassPage Tools, I kind of try to build it for general use. So I have this branch, trunk, and leaf concept that sort of just like makes a hierarchy of the data. So what I wanted to show you is today is I have a data set that I am working with. Let me see where we are. Hold on a second. Okay. So if I bring this output, if you see there's these different outputs that we're working on a software to do this, but it's going to combine it all for us. So we have the CSV, the HTML, the JSON file, and the text, okay? So they also put it into spin text for you as well, so these files. So if you go to this one and you go to open with the Excel, okay, you'll see here you got your questions and you got your answers, okay? And these are all in spin text. These are the way they came off of Google, okay? So what I did is I created 2 more columns. So you have those questions and answers. I just did the text wrapping, okay? And then I took and put what solar panels are best, because that's how these were grouped together. That was the original question I asked. into the software. And then I put that as the country, the county. Okay, so the county bridges all of the cities, which is the going to be the questions. Okay, the questions will be the cities. Okay, the cool thing about that is it'll create a slug and it'll create a title. Okay, and I'm going to show you an optimized example of what I'm doing with that, and we're going to use it as a experiment to see how well it does once I transfer it over to another site. So now you have the country, which is sort of the base of everything. That's sort of the trunk of the tree. The branch is going to be the county, and then the leaf is going to be the question. Okay. Then the answer, with my database generator, it will become a meta question. I'm sorry, a meta field. Okay, so under the locations, you'll have these meta fields, and you can insert them in anywhere. Okay, so let me show you onto Magic Page plugin what we did and how this all works. So once we have that file, we'll go into the Magic Dataset Generator. Once we have that file of CSV file, let's take a look here. All right, I think this is the file here. I did it 130. Okay, you click on this, and then you upload it. Okay, and now you're going to have this right here. So you can say, please select the trunk, the branch, and the leaf. Okay, really what this does with Magic Page is it kind of creates it so that you can have a hierarchy structure. Okay, so in this situation, the first thing you do is you're going to click the trunk of the tree, which is the country. Okay, next is the branch. Okay, which is the county. Then the next would be the question. Okay, so now if you have your own source of question and answer, you can do the same kind of thing. And then the answer will be left to the end of the data set. And that can be used for other insertion. And I'm going to show you how I did that. So we'll go ahead and hit generate, and it's ready to download. And you download it, and it's in a zip file because it can break these up into smaller batches. If you had like a lot of data, it would do that. So the data process is here, but I've already done the folder, so you can click on this. And I want to show you what happens here with this data. Okay, so when this opens, you're going to see this. Okay, this is how Magic Page plugin needs to see this in order to make it work. Okay, so there's a few things to note. First of all, the term ID is blank. Then the location name, okay, is the way that Magic Page needs to see it. These are all from my questions. Okay, this was the leaf, if you will. Okay, now these latitude and longitude, our system automatically will create and generate these all within a certain mile radius around one of these. So they're all related to nearby. So the plugin will work. Okay, then you have the county, which is going to link these together, which is right here. So if we had a bigger data set, we could have other counties linking other cities. So my thought is that when you're in this output, you can combine a lot of these together. Okay, so you could have, what solar panels are made in the USA, right? And then you could have those in this as well. So you could just, make this really big data set. Okay, so if you're just joining us, we're making a frequently asked questions data set for Magic Page plugin. Okay, so now that we have this country, it looks like that didn't go all the way through. So we're just going to bring this down. So these are in all of those, right? Now, major city works to feature a particular question. So if you had like a really good question, you wanted to come up more than others, you could just put a 1 as a major city. So let's see if there's portable. Let's do one on this one. And how often should I clean my solar panels? Let's solar panels. Let's do those two. Okay. Now you got your answers over here to all those questions. And then you can, let's see. Let me just move this over to the side here. So now we have major cities, we have the answers, okay? So I'm just gonna go ahead and hit save on this and show you the process that we followed to build this site out, okay? So inside of Magic Page plugin, we have the settings, okay? And you have the import export of locations, okay? Now, what steps I followed was I went to import and I put in a name here and I put in Best Solar, as you can see right here. And then I imported that data set into here. So let's do that again. I'm going to delete these locations. I'm going to put Best Solar again. All right, and we're going to hit continue. It's going to bring you this box, and then you fill in the box with the file that we just made. Okay, so let's go ahead and for that. My computer is running a little slow today, so I do apologize. It's I didn't get a chance to restart it before doing this here, so hopefully it doesn't lock us up. If it does, I'll come back and restart everything. You just be patient. I'll be back. All right. I'm gonna do Best Solar 1. Let's see. Something's messed up right now. Okay. Data set, a database. Okay. There we go. We're going to click on the. Oh. All right. Let's do this. Some sort of issue there. Let me go back out and see if that didn't delete. Okay, it's got 0 locations, so something's a little bit funky. Let me close Skype and a few other things and see if I can get some more resources to be available to me here. Close a few things down. All right, without closing down Best Solar. Okay. One, just so I can see that. Okay, see if this will give me the good old box. Now I will go to my downloads folder and let's see if I have the file I needed. Where's the Best Solar? I'm not sure if that's what's saved. Hold on, let me backtrack a second here. Let's download this. See if that downloaded. Okay. Bear with me, I'm just looking for the Excel file here. This might be it. Let's extract it. Okay, and we'll drag it over and see. Let's see if the drag and drop will work. Yeah, that did. Okay. So now we have the 10 locations here. So if we go into our locations on our Magic data set, you'll see instead of cities, we have these questions, okay? The nice thing is you also have a slug that's been created for each one, okay? Slugs are really important for SEO. So it's great that you're gonna have a page title. Basically, you'll have a slug And then if you go in to hit edit, okay, you'll see you have your latitude, longitude, which is what sort of the bare minimum that Magic Page plugin needs, okay? Then you have what these all belong to, which is what solar panels are best, right? And then down here, this is where your answer comes in for that question, okay? So you have it just puts a meta in front of whatever the field was. So the answer is right there. So meta answer, okay? So each location will have a different answer and a different question, okay? So that's how we're using that. Okay, so if you go to Magic Page, and you'll see, I'll show you the first thing that you have to do, okay? First thing you have to do is find a location, quote unquote location, that will populate everything. So because all of them have the word solar, I'm looking for a good one here to make it as my main panel. Okay, how do I choose a solar panel? That sounds like a good buyer keyword. And I'm going to go, if you see there's only 5 locations, so I'm just going to put 5,000 miles. Okay, that'll bring this up to 10. Okay, because that's all I have in here is 10. Okay, we're going to hit update on that. Okay, now hopefully we get this back. Okay, so now I want to show you what else I have here. Okay, so there's a lot of data in here about plumbers because I had just taken a plumber site and just reworking it a bit. So you're going to see some stuff like niches and adjectives that are all coming from my form from a previous install. I haven't used my form directly for this, so this is just you could use it, but this is just for messing around. Okay. So the next thing I want to show you is an output that we're working on. Okay, so we're working on an output that brings this all together nicely for you. But this is the JSON LD FAQ page for this grouping of questions. Okay, they're all spin text, which is great because every time it shows up, it'll be different. Okay. And I'm going to show you how these questions will go into these pages, okay? So all these pages are related to that question based on what Google says, okay? So I'm using the advanced schema builder here. And so usually it's on simple. So I'm going to go to advanced, open the schema builder, okay? And you can see I already have them all in here, the question answer schema, okay? This all came from that document, from the script that we are building to output the questions and answers schema. Okay, and the way you add this is you go to import, you go to the second tab here, and you just go and you paste the schema from this thing here. Okay, so we just select all, copy, and then paste it, right? Then you go ahead and process. Now it's there. So if you had more, you could always join the two, okay? But then you got to import the schema. And then we would have doubles the schema. So let's not do that. But this is what ends up happening is once you have it like this, okay? And the spin text is great because the Magic Page plugin will decode that for you. Okay, so let's get into the page here. And so we selected this as the quote unquote location. How do we choose a solar panel? Okay. Now, if we go into edit and Magic Page plugin, and we go down to the right side here, all right, we're going to see the different things that you can use. So if you're unfamiliar with this, there's a lot of video on Keith Best's website and a lot of videos that, he talks about how to use the city count. So if you wanted to do a city count of like 4 or 3, I like to do like 3 sometimes like this. And then you don't really need the counties, but you can select the counties if you wanted to. So this, we did set that one county, so you could have a special shortcode for just that county. But I just would get rid of that part and just have the city count equals 3. Okay, and I'll show you that on the page. The location is the question. The county is the grouping of those questions. Okay. The region, we haven't set that for these. Okay, but then you got to look down here to the meta answer. Okay, that's another field we want to use. Okay. So now back to what data we have. Now the output file. Let's bring this back. The output file is somewhere. Here is the output file right here. So we also have an output for HTML. Okay. So if you double click on HTML, you have the HTML data for that grouping of questions. Okay. So I use that in the layout, and I'll show you what I'm doing, and we'll do an experiment with this to see how well Google likes this. Okay. But if we go to Edit in Elementor, and I'll take any questions you have afterwards. We're just going through this real quick. All right. So, okay, so what I did is I built this really interesting. I did a tab over here to the right, and I put my lead simplify as the get a quote. And I kind of wanted to hide this a little bit. So I put it into a tab, okay? And from my HTML, I grabbed the top, whatever, 5 or 6 Q&As, okay, and put it in there. Then I made another one called More, which is right here, okay? And I put in, let's just minimize this one and open up More. Then you have this one here, okay? So the actual page has quite a decent amount of content on it, okay? And so when we get to the front end, okay, all of this stuff will clear itself. Now, not sure I really recognize this. Let's take a look at this. This is the answer. Okay. So the first thing here is the answer. It's so much syntax that it's hard to understand. And then I put in 3 questions. So the city counts, these are locations. I put in 3 questions. Okay. So that these will link to each other. Then I put in country, which hasn't resolved. So I'll just put in county, right? And hit update. And that will create a bridge between the questions. If I do multiple sets of questions, they will be linked on topic, okay, to the county. So all of your locations will be your questions, which is location here. And those would be tied into that grouping of topic, which is good for setting up your menus up here. So each county would have sort of a silo, and then your questions would be under that silo. Okay, so we're still going after leads, right? But we're just doing it a different way. All right. Now I'm going to show you this on the front end. Okay. So again, I'm happy to take your questions afterwards. Thank you guys for being here. If you click on this, the front end page, it should resolve all that. Okay, so here it is. Now, this needs to be moved down because I can move that down, but this is a fairly optimized page. So if we go to this one here, okay, you could put in one of our images, okay, through the shortcodes from our form, right? And that would have the all metadata built into it, okay? So you just, it can be really simple, just one image that rotates, right? A question and an answer, right? And a bunch of other questions from your search, okay? Then you have your get a quote, FAQ, and more. Now, again, it says plumber, ignore that. That's just what we were working on now. If we go to structured data testing tool, I want to show you this page here, okay? Because we put the schema into the advanced schema, with Mike's advanced schema, okay? We're going to have a web page schema, okay, which is coming from the Magic Page plugin, which looks like there's a little bit of an issue here. So I'll have to look into this because it's pulling the company, but the location and some of the X fields are not working. So I will have to report that and see if it's something internally. But if you go to my FAQ, this is beautiful. This is all spun. So every single page will have different questions and answers, which is a great opportunity for you to get picked up by Google because these are slightly different answers to these questions. Okay, so now every single page will have more of those showing up. So I'm not going to do it, but you can go ahead and look at the individual texts, and you can see they're just slightly different each one per page. Okay, so we did that with the Magic Data Set Generator. Okay, we did that with a frequently asked questions scraping system, which we're working on, as well as there's Lloyd Farrell had one, and I think that would work as well. I didn't use Lloyd Farrell's to do this. We're actually working on some outputs ourselves. So so that's how this all works. Now, I would be interested to see, check word count URL online. So go tool. Let's just check this one here and see what the word count is for this page. I just love the slug so it's 696 words. Okay, so just imagine if you wanted to get it up at a higher point, you would just, all you would do is under here in the FAQs, do more. You could do 4 tabs. You could do FAQ 1, FAQ 2, so on and so forth, and that would just increase the text in here. But look at the keyword count for these. Look at this. This is very relevant. Okay, and I would imagine that this would actually rank pretty well for this question. And you know, I haven't even done things to this to make it even better. For example, are LG solar panels any good? What you could do is, I'll just show you another little trick here. To just mention that question one more time, right? So you could say, some people ask, let's see, no. Some people, I'm going to do it below it because I want to pick up this, what do you call it? Hold on a second, let me cut this out. I'm just trying to improve this a little bit here for you. Okay, I'm going to take and put this down below here. And I'm going to put in county and cut this out. And we're going to do another one. So these, I don't want them jumbling up or anything. Okay. I'm going to do this one here. And get rid of the cities. Okay. Whoops. And then I'm going to do one more headline here. And we're going to go with like an H2. I want to do county is H2. Okay. And we'll change the style of this and get, there we go. That could be a different size font that looks like it's a little too big. So I would do it like that. And then I would put in an H3, okay, that will go here, okay. And the H3, I would put the, hang on a second. Now, if I had country working on here, I would do that. I'm not sure if country will resolve because I'm not sure. We'll have to see on that. But that could be the H3, and then we could just change that around and move that somewhere on this page here. So let's make this red. All right. And that could show up under a tab if you want, or we could just move it down here. Let's see. These are best. These are the counties. So that's going to show up like that. And we just want to repeat the question one more time. All right. So let's do a clone duplicate of this. And we'll put this down here. And we'll change this to location. And I'm just thinking off the top of my head here. We'll want this. So this we have as an H1. This will be our H2. And I'm going to say this location, we'll just put medium, maybe smaller, small, okay. And put those. Some people have asked. I'm thinking I might move this up. But let's see if this will work up here. Some people have asked blank. So here's the question, here's the answer. Let me just put before this answer, and we'll put that in bold. Now, I'm not thinking this out perfectly, but I'm just trying to show you some options that you can have. What is this? This is the county. So we're going to get rid of this now. And okay, so now we're trying to make it stand out a little bit more. Okay, and so we're going to have to go and update this. We just want to optimize this page. Okay, let's see if it looks redundant here. The solar panels are best. Okay, some people have asked, how do I choose a solar panel? Answer, identify from a panel. Okay, now let's click on another one and see how this looks. Okay, how do I know if my solar panels are worth it? Some people have asked. Okay, now I might do like spin text right here to make this change a little bit each time. But now you're getting credit for asking the question a couple of times right near the top. Okay, so not only do you have the slug, okay, you have the H1 tag, Then you have an H2 tag that has some additional text to it, okay? Then you have your answer, okay? So we'd have to see if we get the snippet for this. We could play around with it once you build the site out. We could go and see if you get the snippet for that, okay? So if you're just joining us, we're using Magic Page plugin to create a Q&A style mass page website. Okay, so you got your FAQs here that we snagged from the tool, and we would possibly do several different FAQs, or you could do one and just have it be super long. It's up to you. I don't want the page to go extremely long. What I'm looking to do is just have like one image, because it'll load really fast from our form. Put the images in the form and then put it in here, and then have your FAQ tab. So you could have FAQ 1, FAQ 2, something like that, or input more information in, because it's all spin text. It will be different each and every time. So, all right. So that's what I wanted to show you guys today. So I will look at any questions that you guys have. Go ahead and put them into the box. We can talk about anything that you have on your mind, and I can see if I can help you out. But that's the core of what I wanted to show today, because I was messing around with this and I wanted to show you an experiment that we're going to do, and we'll put this out there to see if it's a good lead generation topicality, traffic grabbing thing for anybody. Does anybody like what they've seen? Does anybody like this FAQ style mass page website? Let me know what you think in the chat about that. Like I said, would do probably just a couple of different versions of this sentence here and put it into spin text, so that several different times it comes out a little bit different for variations. That will make this a whole lot better, I think. This is good. So I think that this would definitely rank. You can do a whole lot with it. So, all right. Now, any questions at all, go ahead and put it in the questions box. We will be online with you guys tonight for Sunday Live. Just wanted to jump on here and answer any questions anybody has in the group. Somebody asked location. Let's see, I'm looking for, let's see. All right. I think this one's a little big, so let me see if I can get it. Okay, location or a directory. I'm not sure what that means. You can explain what you mean by that. Let's see if I can see who asked that question. Doesn't say. Really creative way of using Magic Page. I'm assuming you have to choose one way of implementing this. So we either use it for FAQ or for location or directory. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is just an experiment to use FAQ as the driving force of my content. So there is no other content in here. What I would like to have is, like I would use the form, like the mass page form, to get some images. Like, this image has the alt tags, and it's, would be good if it was like solar and stuff. And then you could, put your, your services and build out your home page, so it's a little bit different from these FAQ pages, right? And then what I would do is each grouping I would put as a menu header with like a shortened word to make a silo. Okay, so all of those pages become silos. If you want to, you could also have the silo topic, and then under the menu, put each mass page under there, so you can see all the FAQs are all right from the home page. But I would not do that, actually. I like the silo approach, where this particular page would bring you into these other pages, and you don't get to these other pages unless you go through that siloed approach. Okay. Also, I wanted to keep this short right here because if you go mobile, I want just a nice picture, right? And I want to have, I'm going for the snippet here. So I want to get the snippet in Google, and I want to get that right into my form, okay? But the nice thing is on mobile, see, those FAQs are on here, but they're not taking up a whole lot of space. So you're not looking at a wall of text, right? But these are all, you know, we're trying to get, you know, some coverage with these, okay? So, you know, like I said, right now we're at about 700 words, but we would, you know, probably want to get that over 1,500 words to 2,000 words. But it's hard to do with FAQs just because it, you know, they don't take up a whole lot of spaces. So I'm sorry, words. So yeah, this is 100% FAQ for the most part, in just one form put in it. But I definitely see where you could use MyForm and then have more text that's about this actual provider, and then do the FAQ with it. Now, when you say directory, you know, that you probably would have to decide a little bit differently because, you know, the directory, like if you're using the lead simplified version of the directory setup, you're using those locations as other people's business names and stuff. So we're using the locations as FAQ questions and answers. So you would have to kind of make sure that you, you know, decide which you probably want to do, because, you know, otherwise these questions will have business name or question or anything in here. So, yeah, so that's that. Any other questions for me? Go ahead and throw it in there. We're going to wrap up in about 15 minutes. If you missed any of this, this will be recorded, and I'll go ahead and I'll put this inside of the Facebook group and on YouTube, so people can take a look at it and watch it from the beginning if you're joining late. Okay. Any other questions or comments? If you don't have the Magic Page plugin at this point, we're at Mass Page Tools. Mass Page Tools is via mass.page. So you go to mass.page, and you can read a little bit about each feature that we have on this page here. And we also have the labs, which is where we're going to put this experiment into the lab so that we can see how well it does. So you want to be one of the first people to see how this does, either upgrade to Enterprise or sign up to join the labs. If you want to have a co-pilot with you, we've just launched this new co-pilot program, which I'm very excited about. So you basically decide whether you want to be the pilot and I kind of guide you and watch you, or do you want to be the co-pilot and watch me do work. And so from time to time, I have some projects that I'm doing that you can kind of watch me do it, and you can just kind of watch and that kind of thing. So so there is a price for this. It's for $150 for 2 to 3 hours, or 1 to 2 hours, depending on which amount of time that you can allocate to that. Now, if you want one-on-one coaching, we have that here. You can sign up for that for 30 minutes or an hour. We can always help you with that. Now, if you don't have a Magic Page plugin, you can go to recommended, and it's the first thing on here. You can either get a single site license or an unlimited site license. Lead Simplify is something that we mentioned as far as the form goes. You get a nice little form like this that you can put in there, and then you can like send the leads to different places from there. So it's a really rocking way to distribute leads, and I use it for all my forms, so it's really helpful. Keith Best has training courses, so if you want to get access to that, just follow the links from here. Keith Best is very, very good with Magic Page plugin, and he has a lot of video content to try to help you along for that. The Templates Club, this is Stephen Brocklehurst, my good buddy and co-host of the Sunday Live. He has the Templates Club right here. So if you want to get active with that, you can go ahead and do so. We did a video a while ago for Vidview, for mass video creation. You can learn more about it by, let's see, going to the link here. I didn't put the link to the video. I'll try to do that in there. But I want to show people how to do that. Then we're also friends with Matt from Network Empire, which is known as Digital Marketer's Toolbox. And it builds out siloed blueprints and does amazing keyword research in the most intelligent way you can imagine. So there's a link to that. These are mostly affiliate links, so you can go directly to the sites if you want to get them. But yeah, so this is AppSumo. We sometimes use Mentorprise. Our hosting we get through WebHost Python. So we have these all on here to kind of help you out if you want to follow somebody that's already been doing this. I don't see any more questions. Let me see if there's another question. Hold on a second. Yes, I do see a couple questions here. Not a big fan of this GoToWebinar thing here. Let's see if I can drag the questions out so I can actually see them. Let's see, maximize. All right. Okay. So I'm just going to bring these questions over here so I can see them right in front of me here. All right. Really creative way. So this can be used or location or directory. Yeah. Yep. Could that same concept could be used for a directory for sure. Yeah, if that's what you wanted to do, Simon. Somebody says, Slim says, can I create multiple SEO optimized articles for blogs using this plugin? Yeah, you could. Trying to think here for a minute if I would use this tool for articles under the blogging. I have to think about that because the post part of WordPress, if you're talking about WordPress, you'll be able to engage that with the new version 5.9 of, or I think it'll be actually 6.0 of Magic Page plugin. And you'll be able to save these pages to posts and categories and groups as well. And these will be static. So your content will go directly into the post and it could be a page. Now, if I would use this for articles, I don't know that I would, because there's an awful lot of other platforms that you can take feeds and make posts out of them. We can do spin text. Now, that is one thing you could do, is you could use Magic Page plugin as your spin text tool that would automatically spin posts to pages for you. So you could always use it for that. The X fields work on other pages as well. So you could dress up your posts with some static content around your blog post content that you put in. You could, let's see, not sure how many articles you're talking about, but I think the best thing to do is to maybe create, now I'm thinking here, if we took the location data set, all right, and you just, let's say you had a bunch of questions, or not even questions, you had a bunch of post titles, okay? Those could be, your post titles could be here as your location, basically. And then when you get into here, okay, I wouldn't bother with the description, but you could go down to here and have your article, let's see, have your article show up here as a custom field, which would be difficult only because anytime there's a paragraph break, sometimes with Excel, it puts it down into another cell. So I don't think this is the best tool for a whole full-fledged article inside of the locations. If you had posts being auto-generated, you could definitely put our stuff around it. You could also use spin text inside the articles. Spin Rewriter and some other tools will allow you to have a whole bunch of posts regenerate themselves with different titles, different different text. You could use a tool like that. There's a plugin for WordPress that will regenerate your topics. Not your topics, but your articles through spin text, which, buyer beware that sometimes the quality is not that great on those things. Not a big believer in that. This FAQ thing, we did do it through spinning just to kind of experiment with it. But I don't think that you necessarily have to do that. So we're just playing around with it just to see how this works in the real world. Okay, so Slim says about 10 to 30 articles. That could be done. If you're only doing 10 to 30 articles, what you could do is use MyForm. Sorry to plug MyForm, but you could easily do that in here by, if you're a mass page user, I'll just go to an existing form here. Let's just move this out of the way. And you're in the form. Let's say you have your business, which this is great for setting up a business with articles. Each one, so you'd have your summary features, your benefits, all of this kind of stuff that you can work with. But each article can go in as a description body, okay? And these can take pretty much an unlimited amount of content, okay? So you can just paste it in here. You can use spin text. If you have the siphon pulls it from another website, but if you already have the content, I would just put article 1 in here, put in your title of the article, and then put in your chief image, right, for the article. And then when you lay it out, you would, especially this would work good for the new version of Magic Page plugin, you would put the image in there, you put the title in there from this description body, and the nice thing is the images will have the metadata stuffed inside there. So you have, highly optimized images. So this could be article 2, this could be article 3, so on and so forth. And then as it gets over to Magic Page plugin, those will be all X fields that you can work with. Now let me think for a minute. When they're making posts, these would actually make pages. If you have the titles, I'm trying to think now. Maybe it would rotate them for pages, and then if you had posts with the new version, you could have it make posts with the X field inside of the body. So you would rotate the X field. I have to think a little bit more on this, Slim. So if you want to talk to me afterwards, we can talk a little bit about it. But once you put it into the form, you have it in as spin text shortcodes, and you can have it automatically rotate onto the pages. But there's some things that are just not perfect for a mass page environment. I would say e-commerce is one of them, and blogging is another one. So mass page isn't perfect for every scenario. But long tail, so for example, if you're doing any kind of long tail pursuit and you're trying to get this to rank for a lot of long tail, we're going to have another experiment or two that I've heard working on for the labs that just works on long tail keywords inside of a page, and we want to see how well we can rank for those using best practices. So that's kind of it. Any other questions? We're going to wrap here in a few minutes. We're coming up to an hour here. So yeah, I wish I could do more help. I just don't think it's the best solution for articles and blogs at this stage. But if you wanted to kind of have your blog content, and then you could use like some cool short codes and stuff to build out your page, and you could have that stuff all around it. You know, I'm a big believer in that. Like, you have your blog posts, and then you have some other information around that blog post. Google kind of really sees that is extended content. Even if you curated a portion of the blog post, it would definitely help out. Simon, thank you. He says, great session. Jim says, I understand. Okay. Cool. All right, guys. Well, this is going into the history book. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, and we'll do this another time. We do this on Sundays at 2 o'clock, and we will go ahead and stop the recording now.